It's that time we're gonna watch Survivor. This is season 50, episode 8, and it's called Double the Fun, Double the Demise. And I saw one spoiler this morning, and it was just a quick glimpse of someone saying, or I think it was Jeff. I was half asleep, so I didn't really actually see it, but I heard, let's talk about fake tribals being planted. And so I immediately scrolled away because I didn't want to know any spoilers or anything like that. So let's get into it. But I really think that Devin's and Christian's fake idol that was planted at Tribal Council is definitely either being played or was found or was used as a bluff. So I'm excited for this episode. Let's go. Sorry, spoilers. So they're back from Tribal Council, and Tiffany had 4 votes on her, and she doesn't know who voted for her, but her best friend Dee was the one that was just voted out. There will be spoilers in this video as well, so if you don't want to watch them, you don't want to hear them. That was from last week. No spoilers for this one just yet, but there will be by the end of it. I will tell you who goes home. But anyway, so Tiffany's back at the campsite with the rest of them, and Chrissy's one of the first ones that came up to her and was like, I don't know who voted for you. You just told on yourself. She voted for her. Tiffany's a free agent at this point, so she could really connect with whoever she wants to. They can use her as a number, or they'll just pick her off and it'll be an easy get rid of vote. But I don't foresee that happening in this episode. Bigger fish to fry. I'm so over Coach and his arrogance. So over it. We're trying a new Bloom flavor today. Not necessarily new, but I don't drink it all that often. It's the raspberry lemonade. Ooh, that was a good pop. Pinkies up. So good. Oh, it is actually so good. Just like I said from the last Tribal Council, Coach is in hot water. I really, really hope he goes home this episode. Felt like he should have gone home last episode. R.I.P.D. Really miss her already. But everybody's sick of him. The way he talks to people, the way he tries to control everything. So Jonathan had a little conversation with them trying to tell him, you need to slow your roll, man, because you're pissing people off. And now he's over there talking to other people, and nobody's happy with him. Nobody's happy with him. You cannot walk around like a self-righteous hypocrite and demand people to vote for, or the way that you want them to vote, and then not expect to be the next target. I think Tiffany is going to be just fine.
How do you do that?
Ozzy told Tiffany that Coach came in hot and that he had to vote for him because of the way Coach was telling him, which is bullshit and a cop-out because he could do whatever the hell he wants. But he's saving ass right now. Another twist. 2 people are going home tonight. Oh, shit. This is the first time that they've ever done this. This is called double duos. This is called double the stakes, double the decisions, double the consequences. Whatever happens in this challenge, win or lose, they vote individually, but they have to vote for a pair to be kicked off the island. Or voted off the island. Wow. Oh, shit. So now I wonder if someone within that duo has an idol, does it protect them both? If they're only casting votes for a pair, and that person in the pair is in the pair, being the only person because there's only 13 people, so obviously they only had 6 pairs. The 13th person that didn't have a pair obviously can't be voted out because they're not in a pair to be voted, so they're being sent to exile, and it was Cirie that got pulled. There were 4 people that put in their little shot in the darks, and they all pulled one out of a bag. Cirie was the one that got it, and so she just got sent to exile, which means she's safe. She won't be a tribal tonight, so she'll see the next day. So basically, they have to maneuver through this challenge together as a pair. They win as a pair. Whoever wins gets the immunity necklace, and they get to go back and win the reward, which is spaghetti. That's so cool, with some juice, and I think they said wine and tiramisu, so that's really exciting. But they have to vote out the pairs afterwards. So the 12th and 13th person will be voted out tonight, and they'll become the 2nd and 3rd members of the jury. Let's see who wins. Okay, and I'll tell you guys real quick who the pairs are. It's Christian and Jonathan, Chrissy and Coach, Joe and Tiffany, Ozzy and Stephanie, Devins and Aubrey, and Rizzo and Emily. So one of those pairs, 2 of those pairs are going home. Oh, shit. Oh, wow. Through the challenge, there were 6 teams, 6 pairs, and up to a certain point, they had to complete the challenge, but at a certain point, it cuts off, and only 3 people or 3 pairs will continue on to the puzzle at the very end of it to see who wins the immunity. So the 6 people that won were Joe and Tiffany, Aubrey and Devins, and Ozzy and Stephanie. They're moving on to try to win the immunity challenge. Everybody else is now available to be kicked off the island. Oh, come on. Yes. That's sick. Tiffany and Joe won it. That is awesome. I'm so happy for Tiffany because I don't actually think she would have been voted out before this. Like if it was just an individual, I think it would have been Coach. However, now knowing that it's Emily, Rizzo, Christian and Jonathan, Coach and Chrissy, Ozzy and Stephanie, I think, and Devins and Aubrey, it could potentially still be Coach and Chrissy, but Christian and Jonathan are a very strong pair to get out. So Christian might be in some hot water. And again, we don't know. I don't know yet. You may know because you already watched it. But the idols. Can Ozzy use his idol? And does that keep him safe as well as Stephanie? But also, Aubrey used her idol last time and it flushed it, which means it boomerangs back and Christian gets to keep it. So with that being said, if the immunity idols do actually have their functionality and it does protect the pair, then Christian and his teammate would be safe. So Christian and Jonathan would be safe, and that pair is off the table. If Ozzy decides to use his, Ozzy and Stephanie are essentially off the table. Everybody knows that Aubrey's idol's now gone, so that means Aubrey and Devins are up for fair game. And then it leaves Aubrey and Devins, Rizzo and Emily, and Coach and Chrissy. I still think it's going to be Coach and Chrissy because I think Devins or Christian are going. I think Devins is going to play that fake idol. I really do. Oh, here we go. Jeff just said it. One idol protects a pair. Jeff also said that if somebody in the pair decides that they want to use their shot in the dark, then whether it's safe or not safe will apply to both people in the pair. So, ooh, that could be tricky as well. Honestly, the only person I foresee being, I don't know. I think the only person that would be able to use that or have it in him to use that would be Coach. Because he doesn't care about Chrissy's game, whether he says he does or not. He's all in it for himself. Okay, so Cirie just got to Exile Island, and there are thousands, 2,000 technically, coconuts scattered all over the island. And she's like, what is this? Of course, it's a challenge. So she's given the opportunity to search through these 2,000 coconuts and find the one that has a phoenix painted on it. So, I mean, it is literally nothing but coconuts as far as you can see. So it's a very, like, time-consuming, physically demanding task that she has to do. But it could be easy if she just, scans line for line for line for line for line. If she does this and she finds the phoenix coconut in time, she can get on the boat and go back to tribal council. And she gets to vote tonight. But it didn't say anything about whether or not she'd still be safe. I don't know. I don't know if I foresee Cirie doing this because her other option is if she doesn't complete it, she just stays on exile by herself. Can't be voted out. And she also doesn't have any blood on her hands for voting somebody out who is on jury. I don't foresee Cirie going back. It does not fit into her hand. Oh, shit. Oh, she's going to do it. Oh, she's going to do it, you guys. I'm actually surprised. She's all in right now because she wants to have a vote. She wants to try to help save her allies, which is actually good because Rizzo and Ozzy, her two tops, are both up for voting out tonight. So let's see. Cirie's gone through about a quarter of it, and it is hot on that island. She has got no coverage. She's just in the straight sun, and she's doing a good job, but she's bending over and she's rolling each of them over. I would be kicking these. I would be just kicking them like soccer balls, rolling them over with my foot to stop bending over, because every time she bends over, that's also, she said that she feels like she's going to pass out. She's letting that blood rush to her head or get on the ground, but the sand is hot, so she can't. So I would use my foot. Save your energy. There she goes. Now she's kicking them with her feet. Nope, she's right back to her hands. Yeah, she goes sit down. She found it. Aw. Anytime they show flashbacks of Cirie and like how far she's come, I always get teary-eyed because I really respect Cirie for getting up off the couch, which has become a slogan that is like synonymous with Survivor, just like her name. But she does the damn thing, and she is smart. Like she said in one of the tribal councils from 20 years ago, can't always beat them with this, but you can always beat them with this. And she's just, I love Cirie. I've loved watching her on all of the things that she's gone on to do, watching her on Big Brother, The Traitors, on social media with her family. It's just so cool. I love Cirie. The fact that she got it, yes. Which means now she gets to go back to tribal council. She'll also have a vote, But is she eligible to be evicted? That's Big Brother. Is she eligible to be voted off the island? Proud of her because I really thought that she would just kind of like, and I hate to say that, take the easy route, but I just felt like that would have been the smarter move. But she feels like the more aggressive approach is the smarter move by being on the front lines and having the vote. So I'm with her on it. Like, I'm happy that she did it. Like, I am so happy that she did it and she didn't just like take the easy date paradise. But she also did say that she's afraid to stay on exile by herself because it's scary. Which, girl, same. I totally get that. So either way, I mean, I have so much respect for her and just seeing her kill it, that's what I was hoping for. And she said it's critical to be there because 2 people going home could be the difference between her winning this game or losing this game. And she's not wrong. If either Ozzy or Rizzo go home, that could really, really hurt her game. And of course, everybody's, scrambling now that they're back at camp. But Emily and Christian and Ozzy are all sitting there talking about wanting to get out. Getting out Coach and Chrissy because they're a pair, and if they continue to let that ride and they let them stay in the game, they're just going to continue to dominate with the numbers. So they do need to get them out, and this is the perfect time. But now Ozzy and Rizzo are talking, and they want to get Rick and Aubrey out because Aubrey and Rick are in the middle, so they say they're kind of playing, like in both sides, or they can play to either side basically to keep themselves safe, which is kind of what they're doing. And they're calling them floaters, which I don't personally think that they're floaters by any means. Maybe Chrissy is a floater. I think Coach is actually a floater who just tries to, bang on his chest and pretend to be the leader, but he's not driving anything. He thought he drove that vote, but he really did not drive the vote. Everybody just let him feel like he did because that was the plan to begin with anyways. Aubrey is kicking herself now because she was going to hold on to her idol. She didn't need to play it. She knows she didn't need to play it, but she flushed it because everybody pressured her to, because it does put a target on your back. But literally everybody knows where all of the idols are at. Nobody was going to vote for her. She could have kept it, and she could have kept herself safe in this. But again, like you said, you have to make, or like she said, you have to make the best decisions with the information that you have at the time. They didn't know. They also don't know that Cerie's coming back. Now, with that being said, because Devins and Aubrey are an option and Coach and Chrissy are an option, it's going to be one of the 2 that go home. And because Devins and Christian planted that fake idol at Tribal, it's going to come into play. Just watch. I think Coach and Chrissy are going to go home. At least I hope they do. I feel bad for Chrissy. Joe owned up to the fact that he voted for Tiffany because they're on the reward together, and it's literally just the 2 of them getting to eat the spaghetti together, so they're sitting there just bonding, essentially, and Joe was like, look, let's link up. You're a free agent, I know that, and I will never write your name down, and I promise you that. And he does actually mean that because Joe is a loyal person. He has always played loyal. If anybody has seen his season, which they have because it was 2 previous to this, they watched him play with his partner, with Eva, sorry. They watched them partner up and duo, and they were such a strong pair throughout. So this could be this could be a really good turning point for Tiffany. I really hope she does well.
I don't think we should take out Coach and Chrissy.
They're also talking about taking out Rick and Devins and Aubrey because, again, they're in the middle. Literally the only good thing about Coach and Chrissy being the chaotic players that they are is that they could potentially leave them in the game another night for another Tribal because they are good shields. You can really get Coach out at any time. You can get Chrissy out at any time because Chrissy's very much of a control freak around camp and it bothers people, and Coach has just rubbed everybody the wrong way. Nobody can stand him anymore. Again, easy pickoffs, just like Tiffany, unless she aligns herself like she just did. So Tiffany's not going to be an easy pick now because Joe's going to be a ride or die with her. That meal changed everything for them. He's basically telling Coach to shut the fuck up because if he doesn't stop acting like an idiot, it's her head on a silver platter as well. Like, they go home as a pair. If he goes home, she goes home. Chrissy's calling herself the Dragon Slayer Whisperer. Rizzo has an idol. Ozzy has an idol. Rizzo and Emily are technically safe if he chooses to use it. So does Ozzy and Stephanie. They're off right now. So it has literally come down between Devins and Coach. Like, those are the 2 that people want out. Chrissy's trying to kick out Rizzo, and she's trying to blindside him, basically, with the idol in his pocket. She mentioned the fact that I guess he had told people that he had the idol from season 49, and he carried it in his pocket the whole time, all the way up till the 4th. Like, why would you tell that information? And this is what I'm saying by, like, the fact that his season hasn't aired yet, and he didn't get the chance to watch it back. Maybe had he watched that back, he wouldn't have divulged that information. But again, that's where that young arrogance, kind of that bravado of just that eagerness of wanting to play and the excitement of wanting to, like, you know, I'm here and I'm just as good as you guys. Like, I earned my place here. He doesn't have to beat his chest like Coach does to make that known. He's already there. Like, it's known as soon as he stepped on that island, or at least it should be. And if not, then that's on them, the rest of those players, for underestimating him or not even, you know, considering that he could be one of the greats. Because, again, Rizzo has become one of my favorite players in the newer seasons. He is incredible, and I don't foresee him going home tonight either. So I'm really excited. Let's see what happens. Oh, shit. Here comes Cirie. Cirie is coming back and telling him, why will we not take out Coach and Chrissy right now? Because they are like the mom and dad of camp. Nobody wants them there, essentially. But also, if she gets rid of them, then Cirie becomes the mom of camp again. Not that she needs to be, but inherently I think she will. She's also basically saying that those two are kind of leading the alliance that they have because they're the mom and dad of that alliance, essentially. And so everybody in that alliance is just listening to what they're telling them because mommy and daddy said so, so they have to just follow what they say. So if they get rid of them, then they won't know what to do. And she's not wrong. They will kind of scramble a little bit because it will absolutely take away their numbers, and it will absolutely take away their advantage of having more votes, more numbers. Chrissy stupidly opened her mouth and told Cirie that she wants Rizzo and Emily out, and that's Cirie's number one. So as soon as Chrissy said that to her, Cirie was like, nope, you're gone. So it's definitely going to be Coach and Chrissy, I think. But I still think, because I saw that little snippet this morning of Jeff saying, let's talk about the fake idols. I don't know what's about to go down, but I do think Devins is going to maybe try to Shanghai Tribal. Rizzo's pissed. He's like, if you look at my track record, anybody that has come after me has gone home. So he also told Cirie, we have to get Joe in on this. He has to be with us with this, because if we blindside him, he'll never work with us again. He'll turn on us. And he's not wrong. And this is why I love Rizzo. He is young, he is exuberant, but he is so good at reading people. You have to give it up. Like, credit has to be given where credit is due. And he is an incredibly smart, strategic player. The way that he, like, his demeanor, essentially, the way that he portrays himself in front of people, it is natural. Like, it is who he is. It's very authentic, and you can see that. But there's so much going on behind the scenes. Like, Rizzo is so smart. So smart. Uh-oh, because they told Joe, and now Joe is like, no, I don't want to get out Coach and Chrissy. Nope. This is going to be crazy. He wants Devins and Aubrey. This is going to be wild. Dee just learned how they're voting people out tonight, and her mouth was on the floor. Now, obviously, the jury's not allowed to speak at tribal council. They're literally only there to observe, gain the information, so that way they can make an educated vote towards the end, or an informed vote, I guess, if you will, for who they think has played the best game thus far. Being on the jury, you get to have front row seat to all of the action, everything that's said at tribal council, all the votes that are cast, and you don't obviously know who's voting for who, but you kind of figure it out. And as people start to come to the jury, they start to tell people, oh, this person turned on me, oh, this person did that. Again, more information that's getting exposed, and more information that's getting retained and cataloged and used to, make that decision at the end. Who's going to be the sole survivor? Devin just made a big old show about, man, I don't feel safe. I've had a clue to an idol, and I'm gonna cash in right now. He went and grabbed the fake planted idol that they put a while back. Oh my gosh, here we go. Now, whoever was on Christian and Devin's team when they planted this, if they remember, Christian fell down and created a diversion. Cirie was there because Cirie helped Christian up. I think Stephanie was there too. And it's a live tribal now. Let's see what happens, boys and girls. Each person is still voting individually. The pairs do not have to vote as one. Each person casts their own vote for a pair. So it's still anybody's game, but it's down to Coach and Chrissy or Devins and Aubrey. And Devins scared them a little bit, but I still think that they're going to catch votes. Like I said, Coach played his shot in the dark. I knew he'd be the only person selfish enough to do that. But if he's safe, then so is Chrissy. Here we go. If he's not, neither is Chrissy. But I mean, at this point, neither one of them are safe right now anyways. So, you know, they could say that it's a 50-50 at this point, but I still think it was selfish. Oh shit. Let's see what happens.
This is a shot in the dark.
Not safe. Oh, this is so interesting.
First votes, Chrissy and Coach. 1 vote, Devins and Aubrey. 1 vote, Emily and Rizzo.
Ooh, I think Chrissy and Coach are out of here. But there are a lot more votes in there, so
Chrissy and Coach. That's 5 votes, Chrissy and Coach.
5 for Chrissy and Coach. There they go.
The second and third members of our jury.
Bye-bye.
Chrissy and Coach. That's 6, that's enough. Chrissy, you'll be first. Big break.
Joe's pissed. I kind of hope that Chrissy takes this as a token of honor a little bit, because she is a threat in the game. She is doing really well. She has herself very strategically aligned. I kind of feel bad for her, but I also don't. Rizzo called out to Coach as he was leaving, "You changed my life." And Emily just went from in front of him. So, that could put a target on him, because he's pandering to the jury now. That is a pander to the jury. Now, Devins told Aubrey that he couldn't play the idol because it has to be snuck out of tribal council for it to work, and he can't play it till the next tribal council. But he is so quick on his feet and smart for thinking that, because, or, you know, they might have done this before. They might have, like, devised this plan beforehand of, like, what they were going to say if they didn't use it, right? Because it's not real, and that would obviously expose it. But the fact that he didn't use it and he did say that, now everybody's under the impression that he just got an idol from tribal. Why wouldn't it be real? And if they do convince him to show them the paper that comes with it, the tribal paper or the clue, there you go. Simple as that. But either way, people know he has one, so he has a little bit of a blanket. I knew that that was going to come in handy for them, and I knew that it was going to help them, one of them at some point. This was an incredible episode. I am so impressed. That was so much fun. That was a good episode. And the fact that I didn't know what to expect this whole episode, typically I'm like right on it. I can kind of tell where it's going, who's going home. I mean, I was right. Coach went home. Perfect time to get them out. Perfect. Like, that was great. Yay. But I didn't expect Sari to do the entire challenge like she did. I also didn't expect the way that it went down to go down the way it did. So it was just, that was a good episode. Way to go, CBS. Good job, Survivor. Joe voted for Chrissy and Coach. They all did. So that fake idol absolutely did what they wanted it to do. That is just, wow. That's incredible. I'm not even kidding you. That is my favorite episode of Survivor that I think I've ever watched. That was great television. That was such fun. Like, fun twist to add, fun episode to watch. That was a good one.